foundation of a hypothesis. We need hypothesis in order to complete with the systematic, study of any kind of research, and that is an important step in research, which is the formulation of a hypothesis. We need hypothesis because the whole research activity is based on the testing, on the verification of hypothesis, right? And it is particularly important because it is the second step in social sciences research. In most of the research studies, we would need hypothesis, right? There are only few studies, like for example, purely qualitative studies, where we may not be going for hypothesis. Otherwise, we need hypothesis, right? So it is the second step after the the selection of problem, the definition of problem, and the problem statement. We need to go for to formulate hypothesis, and that's why it is the second step in social sciences research. So what is hypothesis? Hypothesis is tentative solution of a problem, right? Since in the second step you define the problem thoroughly, and you were able to just evaluate the problem, and now you are supposed to give a tentative solution, right? A suggested solution, and that is your hypothesis, right? So hypothesis is normally formulated in the beginning, right? And subsequently the whole study procedure would be just to test that hypothesis and to evaluate that hypothesis, right? So it is done in the beginning, and hypothesis is the presumptive statement of a proposition, right? Because it is a proposition about the solution of the problem. So we are just hypothesizing about the nature of the solution of the the problem, research problem, right? So a hypothesis is a tentative, presumptive supposition, proposition, which is further tested and which is verified. And in order to test that hypothesis, we would need data, right? So on the basis of the collection of data and then the analysis and the interpretation of data, we would be just testing that hypothesis. So hypothesis is something which is really important, and we need to formulate hypothesis after the selection of the problem, right? So hypothesis is a brilliant guess about the solution, and that is the guess which is on the basis of our understanding of the problem, right? It is brilliant guess because we are guessing on the basis of the evaluation of the the problem, right? So hypothesis is a brilliant guess, right? And it is temporarily accepted as true, right? Because we have not yet verified, right? So it is temporarily accepted as true, and that is our hypothesis, right? So we would be subsequently verifying, we would be just testing that whether the hypothesis is proving or not, right? So that would be the whole focus of the subsequent procedures of the study. Okay, so hypothesis is a tentative statement which is subject to verification, which would be verified subsequently, and it is not yet completely accepted. It is just temporarily accepted, and that is our hypothesis of the research study.